joined right now by Kris and Bill Reap, and we're going to talk a little bit about tarot card reading. We're going to talk about the paranormal. We're going to talk about all that stuff. But let's start with the tarot cards because I'm really interested in this because there's a lot of misinformation about what it is, where it came from, and maybe you could shed some light on that for me, Bill.
Well, tarot has been around since the invention of card games. So, I mean, it really took a surge in the 15th century, where in Italy, where it became a little bit more known. It's a divination process to get answers. The cards itself have intrinsic meanings. However, you know, when I read, a lot of it has to do with what I'm feeling as well, not only the cards. So it's a very personal thing. And in tarot, you know, people just think it's you slap a bunch of cards down, but it's really your life journey. When you really look at it, people get answers that they're looking for. You know, they may have certain circumstances going on in their life, and they're looking for confirmation on the process and what they should do. I mean, the past is our past. We can't do anything to change our past, all right? And our future is ever changing. If we decided that we saw the future and you were wearing a black shirt today, and you got up this morning and you said, you know what, I'm going to wear this red one, you can because you have free will. So no one can really tell you your future, okay? They could give you a perceived future, but because of free will, we could change what is seen. The process is we sit down, I tell them, hey, focus on what it is that you're seeking answers for and be open to get the answers that maybe you don't want, but they're the answers you're going to get. I'm a very blunt reader. I've been reading for, my gosh, since I'm 18 years old publicly. So that's a little bit of time, about almost 40 years.
Let's talk a little bit about your experiences with paranormal investigating because that's really a big part of what you two do. Am I correct by saying that?
Bill and I traveled the country exploring private residences, historical locations, the big names in paranormal, such as Penhurst or I'm drawing a blank.
Haldeman Mansion, Hinsdale House, yeah. Bel Air House.
There's a lot of well-known places that a lot of people have heard a lot about and they go to. And we do a broad range of locations, from helping people in their homes who are experiencing hauntings and we try and find answers for them, whether it's an actual haunting or if the hair on the deer head is moving, it's forced air blowing up from behind their couch. We debunk everything we can, and what's left we then investigate as a paranormal activity. And we also attend different conferences, speak at different cons, and we network with people. We have a broad range of contacts we can reach in any case. If something is out of our range, we can find someone who can actually handle that situation. We were at a location in Arizona called Vulture City Mines, and it's a small gold mining town that has been restored, and they're in the process of still restoring it. But there was a house that was a brothel, and we were standing outside, and the door slammed. No one inside. We went inside, checked around, no windows open, no explanation for why this door had slammed. And Bill asked, can you do that again? And it slammed the door in his face. And he asked to come in, opened the door and asked if he could come in, and the door slammed a second time in his face. We've got multiple cameras out, people recording from inside and outside as we're doing this. And on the third one, on one of the videos, the door slammed and latched itself this time. And on camera, we caught a light anomaly follow the door as it slammed closed. We've seen all kinds of.
Yeah, we captured a phenomenal photograph up in Massachusetts at the Longfellow Wayside Inn, where we believe that the photo is Jerusha. There's a long story with the Wayside Inn about Jerusha and why she does this. There's secret letter compartments. It's an awesome, awesome location. I mean, we're really blessed. We have probably the largest paranormal team in the country. We have over 20 members all across the country, all very gifted, all very devoted to what we do in the paranormal. We did a lot of residential cases in northeastern Pennsylvania because that's where we were from before we set out on our trek in our RV and crossed the country. We were getting a lot of calls from the West Coast and Midwest and down south. Hey, can you come help us? And we would try to help as many people as we can. And, it's kind of rough because, we don't get paid for this. We will not accept money for this. So we go out to these residential locations. It's our dime. We just were up in Massachusetts at the beginning of the month to help a family where part of our team was working on that case for a few months, and then asked if we could come up and join them and help to, close the cases and kind of find things. I mean, the big key here is you need to have a real passion for this. There's ghost hunters and there's paranormal investigators. They're two totally different things. Investigators are looking for answers. They're saving data. They're sharing data. They're networking. The ghost hunters are looking for that thrill. So they pretty much stay to the well-known big name places, Bobby Mackey's Bel Air House, Hinsdale House, things like that. They want to go get, that scare factor. We're looking for answers on how to communicate with spirit and if spirit can communicate and validate that.
Well, you mentioned Bob Mackey's, and that place scares me. I've seen stuff about that, and in a way, I want to go there. Because I am a musician too, so that kind of intrigues me also. But in a way, I want to stay away. But because that place does really, there's something there. I totally believe that because I don't want to say I'm 100% skeptical on all of this, but there are questions, and so the question that I gave to the other ghost hunter paranormal investigator that I talked to was, what do you personally think this is?
Well,
there are a lot of theories on it.
Yeah, those questions lead to more. When you get an answer, it leads to more questions.
Yes.
And there's a lot of questions, and we don't know. First of all, you're working with an entity that you can't see. You have no idea what it is that you're actually dealing with. Are there malevolent forces out there? Absolutely, there is good and evil. Otherwise, because we need that balance in the world. To confirm that this is definitely George Washington. It says it is, and it's saying the things that it would lead us to believe so, but we never really know. Through EVPs, through photographs, through research. Research is key. We do a lot of historic locations across the country. We actually go into historical properties and help them raise money through the paranormal.
You will hear in the paranormal field a lot of the demon word. It's a demon. There's a lot of shows, haunted portals and vortexes to hell and demons coming through, and everything is a demon. Demonic cases are so rare. There's a difference between demonic, evil, and malevolent. Malevolent is something that's angry, it's done harm, it wants to cause harm. Evil is in our belief, is the conglomeration of different energies, negative energies, creating this pure, dark, negative energy that can be construed as evil. And then you have poltergeist activity where things are opening and closing, things are happening. You have intelligent communication where EVPs, which are electronic voice phenomenons, and we use digital recorders to catch those, where we can ask questions and get some answers. There's residual energy where, a farmer comes down the steps of his home every day, puts on his boots, gets up, walks out the door. Now the family now living in that house sees him the same time every day doing the same thing. That's a residual energy. It's just playing on a loop. And that's when his energy was strongest. He did that all the time and left an imprint.
But to confirm, yes, this is a ghost. I mean, we're under the assumption that it is because we took away all of the normalcy in the area. Okay, we debunked that the door swings because you step on a board, whatever. The things that we, paranormal means not normal. So whatever's left that we can't physically or scientifically confirm, we leave it as paranormal.
So
A photo apparition, in a photo like Jerusa, we can't explain it. The video like Kris talked about at Vulture City with the door shutting, we can't explain why or how that door closed.
so after you figure out that you can explain it and it is something paranormal, like what is the percentage of that from all the times that you guys investigate things? What's the percentage of the things that you pretty much are going to say like, no, this is paranormal, this isn't old pipes banging on in the basement?
I'd say more often than not, there's a logical, scientific explanation for something. And so maybe 60-40 split, where there's true paranormal activity, true spiritual interaction. But most of the time, if you go in, you can find there's a draft in the wall, the way the air moves through a house, electrical not being grounded outside the home, creating EMF, electromagnetic field. And that can play with your senses. So if the house isn't grounded, you're going to experience different things.
Sure.
Mechanical equipment that puts off an infrasound, which is in the low megahertz range.
It's under 20 decibels.
Under 20 decibels can give you that feeling of goosebumps and hair standing up on end. So there's all kinds of things that could be happening. Once we rule them out, then we're looking at, okay, what are we dealing with here?
Mm-hmm. Okay, here's a question for you. I was thinking. You guys mentioned that you travel the country in your RV, going to different places.
Yes.
Where are you going to next?
Well, due to COVID, a lot of things have been, kind of canceled. So we're talking with some people actually in York, Pennsylvania, to get down and do some stuff down there. Northeast PA has a lot of really great haunted locations. However, the people don't like to make it known. There was a lot of hype in the 70s, which got me interested in the paranormal in a big way. And the people were not treated very nicely, those who came forward and said they were haunted. But, there's some awesome locations here. This Mary Stegmeyer house in Wilkes-Barre.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing stuff. Jim Thorpe, the jail, and a lot of the opera house is amazing. We actually captured some singing in the opera house at one point in time. And there's a lot of buildings within Jim Thorpe that are very, very active. A lot of the little shops, just follow your Alice in Wonderland imagination is my hint, and go on a little scavenger hunt in Jim Thorpe and talk to those people who are named after characters or things in Alice in Wonderland. You'll find a lot of cool stuff, paranormal wise.
I will have to agree with that. And I did 2 years ago, I believe it was, a full story on Off the Beaten Path about the jail. And we went through it and we talked to people who have seen stuff. And it's an amazing historical place. And if nothing else, you're getting out of the house and you're seeing a really great part of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's sad. A lot of in Northeast PA, we really don't have a lot of opportunity to go to some of these places. I mean, we've been in some historical locations within Northeast PA, like the Swetland home and the Dennison house, both very, very active. But they don't allow these types of investigations to go on. We were very lucky at the time that we were able to do it. Well, if you think you're affected by, spirit, reach out to us, reapinvestigations.com, or you can find us on Facebook.
And anywhere in the country. I mean, our team spreads across the entire country, and they're a phenomenal group of people everywhere from scientific base to skeptics to mediums. it's an absolutely phenomenal team. You can find us on Facebook.
Yep, and we do events across the country, and we do work on some stuff within stone throw of where you're watching right now. So, check us out on some events that we have coming up. Definitely in 2021 will be a better year for the paranormal as far as events go.
Well, it'll be a better year for all of us. Kris and Bill Reap, thank you for joining me and shedding some light on tarot card reading and paranormal investigating. Thank you very much for being a part of Off the Beaten Path.